Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Now it is time to introduce our main speaker for tonight, Danny T.
My name's Danny, I'm an alcoholic. And, wow, I wish I had something to say. I've been on a mission lately. You know, I haven't been speaking a lot, and, 'cause, you know, with 39 years, I mean, that's a lot of time. You know, 39 years. Oh. And the only people that say time isn't important are those suckers that can't get any, you know. Because when you break it all down, right, break it all down, work it any way you want to, the only thing that's important around here is time, is staying. Do you understand? It's picking up AMs and PMs back to back. And every time somebody comes up and asks me, how did you ever get 39 years? I wish I could say something more profound than one day at a time. That's it. With 39 years, come on, I should have the force. You know what I mean? Straight up shit. You know? With 39, come on, man. If you were a plumber for 39 years, you'd do, you know, give me the ratchet. Get a ratchet. You have secret ninja shit going on, you know? And I've been clean and sober 39 years. I've been doing this for 39 years. I've been working steps, working with people, praying. 39. Come on. I should be able to do that shit. "39 years. And I still get up in the morning and look myself in the mirror and say, brain broke, because that's it. That's the what right there. See, as long as I start out in the morning knowing I'm not running this show, 39 years I should be running it. You're not. See, we go through this all day long. You see? All day long. I hear people ask a question, and I know what page that shit's on. Just shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I don't know. Let's find out. I know. So you can't do it. See? I wake up every morning and my prayer, first thing in the morning, is say, dear Heavenly Father, please let me forget everything I think I know about this program. See? Please, dear Heavenly Father, let me forget everything I think I know about relationships. Please, dear Heavenly Father, let me forget everything I think I know about these steps, about inventories, see, because I've done them for a long time. So when somebody asks a question, God, do you, hold on. That is very simple. That's what you want to do. You can't do it, see, because there's a big arrogance that goes on with time. See? See? There's a big arrogance that goes on with being successful. There's a big arrogance that goes on that kills alcoholics. See? And you don't have to have time to get that arrogance. See? But you have to have time to fight it. So when you start seeing, you've got like 6 months, 7 months, 2 years, 5 years, 4 years, 10 years. Oh, 10 years. 10 years is like a lot of time, isn't it? Yeah, 15, yeah, 20, that's enough, yeah. When you start I love it. I remember double digits. I remember that. Shit, are you kidding? I love it. Double digits, you know, shit. I remember talking about, this is a century. Isn't 10 years a century? No. What's a century? A decade. 10 years is a decade. See that? Told you, I forgot it all. See? I remember kids saying, well, I have a decade now. Wow. You know, counting decades, that'll help you. You know. So I wake up in the morning, and after, 39 years, God, man, it should change. I should be able to keep a relationship together. Can't. Just, doesn't yet. What's more important than anything in the world? What's the most important thing in the world to me? Staying clean and sober. Well, how come it's not me? Because it's not. Staying clean and sober. Most important thing in the world. Most important thing in the world. Working with a newcomer. Come on. My wife! No, God, man. In 1969, damn, when I first got out of the joint, I called up this friend of mine. I was in San Fernando. I'd just gotten off the bus. I just finished doing 5 years in prison. And I got off the bus. And I'm standing out in front of the bus depot in San Fernando. And I had you can't call them a wife beater. What do they call? A tank top. I had a tank top on. No, this is Rodeo. You can't. I had on a tank top and I had my sports coat, a little buffed up, new tattoos. I'm standing there in San Fernando like this. This little car comes like, and they make a U-turn, and this little girl rolled down the window and said, "Ay, papacito, you want to go to a party?" And this little girl in the back seat, I looked at her, and she was absolutely an angel, you know. Now, this is 1969, so her hair was like a little twisted, and her pantyhose were down. She's in the back seat. But the most romantic thing in the world was that she had a Lily F40, a Red Devil. Because you know how when you take pills, your mouth gets all sticky, you know, cotton mouth. She had a Lily F40 stuck right here. I'm fresh out of the penitentiary. This young lady is ready, willing, and loaded. You know what I mean? And she is looking at me, begging me to go to this party. This is like West Side Story. This is romantic. I had a year clean and sober. I got clean in the penitentiary. I got clean in 1968. And my first day out, I screamed at these three girls, "No!" And I ran back in the bus depot, and I called a guy named Frank Russo. And I always say that because he told me never to mention his name. And he pulls up. I say, "Frank, I'm out." He goes, "How'd you get out?" I said, "Shut up, I'm just out. You come pick me up." He came to the bus depot, pulled up in front. When I got into his, it was a 1966 Mustang. When I got into it, I noticed that there was 2 sleeping bags, some camping gear, there was a Coleman stove, and there was one of those Coleman lighters. And I said, "What's up with that?" He said, "Oh, me and my old lady were going camping, but you're out. Let's go to a meeting." And I remember when we got to his house, his old lady was pissed because I think she wanted to go camping. And this guy was taking me to a meeting. And I said, "You know what, I don't want to go. Take me to my house. Take me to that house. I want to go to see my mom and dad." Like, you know, because I knew they had a big banner stretched across the street that said, "Welcome home, mijo." You know, I got home and I knocked on the door, and my mom opened the door, and she goes, "Ay, mijo, God, we missed you." But she didn't unlock the screen. I will never forget it. I said, "Mom, my parole plans fell through. I'm going to have to stay here a couple of days. Is it okay?" She turned around and asked my dad, who was sitting right there, and said, Danny wants to know if he can stay a couple of days. I just finished doing 5 years. My dad said, "Tell him okay, a couple of days." And I walked inside the house. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that sleeping bag, those sleeping bags, that Coleman stove, that lighter, that little funny last lighter that never lights, that lamp, and this guy's old lady being pissed off because he was going to take me to a meeting. And then he left. And then I went, and naturally, it's like me and my dad got in a huge fight because that's what we did. And I called Frank back up, and he says, "I'm there." I didn't even say, "Come get me." He said, "I'm there." Pulled up, and we went to a meeting. Went to a meeting called the Allen Nest out in the valley. And I didn't really fit in. I didn't like it. It was all hillbillies, and I walked into this meeting, and in a crowd of hillbillies, I don't fit. And I've grown because I usually wear a shirt. I used to wear a shirt open all the time. If I had a shirt on, it was open. Now I put on a t-shirt. And I walked in there, and I'm staring at all these guys in cowboy hats, and they're looking at me, and I'm going, "Here, what are you looking at? Your mother. I'm done with her. She's back there." And people kind of stood away from me, and I'm real angry, and I murdered everybody that got up to the podium. I'd look at them, and I go, "Yeah, well, if he was in jail with me, he'd be my girlfriend." And I just murdered everybody. And then at the end of the meeting, Frank kept looking at me saying, "It'll get better. It'll get better." He kept, I'm going, "Yeah. Get better. Let me out of here. Let's go to San Fernando. I can find that little Cocoa Brown Chevy with them 3 girls in it." And after the meeting, it was strange because the meeting was over, and everybody whoa, made this. It's not good to make sudden moves around people that just got out of prison. I got out that morning, and I'm at this dumb meeting, and they make this meeting, and I'm like, what was, I didn't know what was, and somebody pulled on my shirt, and I look, and I said, "What? Beautiful little girl." I think she was 18 out. No, she's gorgeous. She says, "Give me your hand." I says, "For what?" "For the prayer." Oh, first girl I've touched in 5 years. I didn't hug my mom. Oh. Just remember smelling. Oh, it just smelled good. And holding on to her. He pulls on. I look. It's a pretty little dude. "Give me your hand." I said, "For what?" "The prayer." After the prayer, Frank comes up and says, "Do you want to take him to coffee?" I says, "Which one?" Just finished doing 5 years in prison, didn't matter. And Frank says, "The girl." So, because I hadn't let these kids go, I still had hold of them. I'm glad she was prettier because I might have been giving you a different pitch. My roommate and I, So Frank threw her in the car, kidnapped her, and we took 2 girls to coffee and just cruised around. And we just drove around. And I remember in Reseda Park at 4:30 in the morning, because we had just left the late meeting. I remember making that commitment to my innermost self. I was trying to pee on a duck. And I looked around and I thought, wow, I think this is like feeling good, you know? And I'm thinking of everything people are doing in prison right now. It's 4:30 in the morning, you know what I mean? And it was, you gotta remember, it's a Saturday, so everybody drinks a lot of coffee just to stay up late at night in prison, scream and yell and listen to oldies and light fires. And I got this feeling of like, I can't leave. See, because going back isn't the first time here, see? They told me that if I leave this program, I will die, go insane, or go to jail. Now that is the alternative to staying here. Oh God, Monica? Michelle, I'm sorry, Michelle, gosh, she's so gorgeous, I'm gonna forget her name. Michelle, the girl that led the meeting, she said it. Do you understand? To leave here is to die, go insane, go to jail. That is the alternative. So whatever's going on in your life, I don't give a shit, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Relationship, job, rent, car, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. If you leave, you'll die, go insane, go to jail. Bottom line. So that's it. That's the program. You want to make it as simple as possible. Now you go ahead and get into the theory. I've done it for 39 years. Do you understand? And to its simplicity, bottom line, if I leave, I'm gonna die, go insane, go to jail. Now, right now, I'm living in Venice with my 17-year-old daughter. Why? I don't know. My wife and I have been separated for a little over a year. Why? I don't know. I had this wave because I knew everything. Come on, 39 years. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I hear you. Come on. 39 years I've been doing this. And about 4 years ago, damn, man, I lost a sponsor. I lost my best friend that I've had since 1962. See, I lost a sponsee. I lost 4 people. All the boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? I lost Eddie Bunker, the guy that got me into the movies. One of my absolute best friends. Mentor, all that stuff. Great writer. And I remember I was talking to this therapist, and she said a great word. She says, "You detached." And I thought, wow. One word, that's what I did. When you start, we call it isolating, see? I detached, unplugged my phone, wouldn't answer the cell, just cruised around, was going to a lot of clubs, wouldn't drink. But it's hard not to sound egotistical, but it's hard to go into a club and be incognito for some of you that know me. It's hard. It's hard to just walk into a meeting and just sit at the back and just like, I just want to be here. I just want to be at the meeting. I went into a meeting in North Hollywood. I needed a meeting. God, I needed a meeting. And I walked in and I sat down. And everybody started asking me, are you speaking? Are you speaking? Are you speaking? I told everybody no. And then the leader got up and says, and now for our speaker, Danny T. And I'm saying, no, I'm not. And this little girl got up, thank God, man. And she got up, she talked and she says, well, I want to hear him too. And I'm saying, I don't want to talk, I just want to be like a part of this thing. Like I used to walk into meetings and people, don't make no sudden movements, he goes crazy. You know? Why don't he put on a shirt, you know? You know, and it's like, my daughter's like 17, she got in a big fight with her mom. Because her mom says, do you think your father's gonna take care of you the rest of your life? My daughter said, yeah. She came home and asked me, yeah, I don't care. You know, so. You know what? If you're new, you come into this thing and you bring everything with you. There's everything you have. Now you got to remember, if you come in here even by accident, everything you got wasn't working. Okay? This is not a place where people show up where everything is working. Do you understand? We got people here. We have ex-convicts, in case some of you don't know it. See? We have derelicts of all types. See? The first person that I ever really identified with on like a real feeling level, not prison level, but was this lady named Laura. And being out of the penitentiary, the last thing you want to do is identify with a lady. Like, uh-oh, they're turning me into something. And this lady talked about being in prison in her kitchen. And she described this prison that was worse than any prison that I've ever been in. Now, I've been in San Quentin, Folsom, Soledad, Chino, Vacaville, Sierra. I've been in all of them. And I thought, I didn't know at first she was describing her kitchen. I thought, wow, what joint is that? Whoa, man, I ain't made that one. And then all of a sudden, she said, my kitchen. And it was like, wow, like been smacked in the face. And afterwards, I asked her, have you ever been in San Quentin? And she hadn't, but so come in here with all your crap, see? And yeah, you're better than all of us, and nobody gives a shit. And you come in here and you sit and you like, and we know. I remember me and Terry, love you, Holmes. We used to have inventory night, and we would literally sit and take everybody's inventory, everybody. He'd say something like, her skirt is way too short. I'd go, yeah, cool. You know, and we would just like see, woo, woo, woo. And we'd go. We'd go to another meeting, see? Drink coffee, go to meetings, write, say your prayers, you know, do all this stuff. Because you're gonna have people that are actually gonna try to, now, this is the right way to work AA. Read the book. You know, so read the book, see? And then once you get that book, then it's like, okay, now I've got some idea of this thing. Now let me write, see? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I thank God that the first inventory I wrote, and I asked my sponsor, I remember Frank Russo. I said, Frank, how do you write that inventory? He said, it's in the book. I said, okay, cool. About 3 days later, he asked me, what about that inventory? I said, I don't know, no, Mrs. Jones. He's one. So we go to another meeting, and this guy talks about, well, you're only sick as your secrets. And when he said that, now you got to understand, I've been to prison 3 times. And in prison, there's only 2 kinds of people. There's a predator and prey, that's all. And I figured I'd be predator so I wouldn't have to change my name to Diane. And so being a predator, you do hurt people. And I had some really bad secrets. I had secrets that would injure me. And so, you know, Frank said, just write them down. And I wrote them down. I wrote my first inventory on the back of a gas bill. It wasn't even my gas bill. I found it. I just wrote it. And we read it at about 3:30 in the morning behind the Allen nest. We lit a trash can, and he read it. And I thank God this guy didn't indict me for anything. I thank God he didn't say, oh, God, we have some issues here. We've got some issues. Yes, we're going to have to try to get that inner child and beat that little sucker up some more. Okay, and didn't. He just said, okay. He says, did you do that, Danny? Yeah. Did you like it? Hey, that's all right. Hey, must have liked it. You did it a couple more times, you know. And then it's weird because he got it, he rolled it up, and he threw it in this fire. And it's 3:30 in the morning, and we're like, he's sitting, and he's going like this. It's a big trash can, and got it going. And I'm thinking, this has got to be like some ninja shit or something. I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm giving this to God in the smoke. I go, whoa, that's some heavy shit. I mean, I'm watching this smoke, right? And then we hold hands. Now, I'm fresh out of the penitentiary. It's 3:30 in the morning. This guy's 6'3". We're holding hands in an alley. He's praying, I hope the cops don't come by. And then afterwards, I thought, wow, that was heavy. And that was my first inventory. And about 10 years later, I told Frank about how heavy that was. And you know what he said? He said, Dan, I just made that up. I didn't know what to do. I said, well, there's about 40 guys that I've sponsored that really think God's got all their shit. They're doing great. You know what I mean? See? So it doesn't matter. Do you understand? We get here, we do the best we can. It talks about not being perfect. And I know some perfect suckers around here, and they're miserable. See? I watch people work perfect programs every time they come back. Every time they go, oh, no, I'm into this one now. I got it now. I know what I didn't do right. I didn't spell shit right. You know? See? The bottom line to this thing, man, I'm not talking about not knowing it. I'm talking about, because the bottom line to this thing, it's like when you do an inventory, it's not how deep you can go. It's not how dirty we can get. It's about how quickly we can let go. That's what this program is about letting go. You know, I know people that shit happened when they were 4, and they're still, oh yeah, but you don't understand the depth of it. Yes, I do. It's about letting go. Do you understand? And that's the thing that I can't stand. I call them hardy har-hars. They're like, oh yeah, but you don't know what the, oh no, you don't. Yeah, I do. Do you understand? You cannot grow up the way I grew up and not understand. But it's about letting go. It's about saying, dear Heavenly Father, I can't do this. 39 years. God, I should be able to. 39 years. I can't do it. Now with your little 5, 10, 15, or 20, or 25, maybe you can. See? 39 years. I'm getting up in the morning, and my favorite prayer to this day, and I know people that pray. I know people. Light a candle. I know people every morning. I think, God, my God, how do they do it? My biggest prayer to this day, God in all his wisdom didn't make me too wise, so if I do something stupid, it won't take him by surprise. That's my biggie. That's the killer. Do you understand? That's the one I love. See? And I walk through the day just saying, dear Heavenly Father, man, let me please do it. Dear Heavenly Father, please guide me all day long. Do you understand? Come on, if you were a plumber for 39 years, you would know everything. Ah, hell, we need an elbow on that baby. I mean, you'd know that from across the room. See? 39 years, I walk in here, if you would all just listen. If you would all just sit down and listen, see? All you're gonna hear from me is don't drink, don't take the first pill, fix, drink, or smoke any of that non-habit forming gangster grass. Your life will get better. And the funny thing is, if you wanted to drink, I could be a fortune teller. Do you understand? I could make a fortune. If you wanted to drink and you came to me, I could be wearing one of those salami hats, one of them hats, and with the little stars and the moons. Oh, Mr. Salami, I'm gonna go drink. What's gonna happen to me? I could go, your family's gonna disown you. You're gonna get a DUI. You're gonna be sent to AA meetings. You're gonna crash your car. You lose your children. And when all that shit happened, and it will, you would be thinking, my God, that salami was just unbelievable. He was right on. See? But if you wanted to stay clean and sober, and you came and said, Mr. Salami, I want to stay clean and sober, what can I do? What is it? Your life is going to get progressively better. And I throw in some heavy shit like, easy does it. Just let go and let God. You know, see? Because nobody can tell that. Look at everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. Everything. Literally everything. I've never found a bag of money. Got one. I've never, you know, but everything happens helping someone else. I got a phone call in 1985. I spoke at a Cocaine's Anonymous meeting. That was when Cocaine's Anonymous was just getting started. They were like, it was started, I think, in 83 or 80, right there. But it was just getting like, that was when they had all the doctors and the therapists and those people, you know. Oh, we might need rehab here. You know, those guys, you know. I walked into a meeting over at Cedar Sinai where they wanted me to talk. Hated it. It was funny. It looked like a gold convention. Everybody had gold. Gold, all kinds of gold. Seemed like everybody had gone to the gym before they came to the meeting. The healthiest cocaine addicts I've ever seen in my life. Dressed, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? I mean, I didn't like the meeting. I wanted so bad. There was so much jewelry. And I wanted so, shut up, all of you, give me it. I did. I wanted to rob that meeting so bad. I would have left it all outside. I wouldn't have kept it. You know what I mean? And after I go through Folsom, Soledad, Vacaville, robberies, armed robberies, attempted, all that shit, this kid comes up. This kid's about 18 years old. Cutest little kid I've ever seen. Hi. Oh, God. So I'll kiss you out here. And he says, I really identified with you, Danny. Can I have your phone? I identified with me? This kid could not have been from a neighborhood near my neighborhood. Do you understand? Definitely couldn't have been in any jail I'd ever been in, or his name would have been changed to something exotic. Like something like Miss Edwina, always on there. And he's talking about, I really hit the bottom, Dan. I really hit the bottom. You know, he's got 8 days. He's talking about, I really hit, and I'm looking at a Rolex Imperial on his wrist. I really hit the bottom. I wanted to snatch that watch, slap him, and say, now you're on the bottom. Give me that watch, rich bastard. Hated rich people, hated them. This was 17 years clean and sober. I still hated rich people. And at 15 years, I hated anybody over 5'8". So I get this kid, I give him my number, right? For whatever reason. 100 days later, this kid calls me, and he's in tears. He's crying. And and it's 11 o'clock at night. I used to get some weird calls. I lived by myself then. It's like, and do you want me to get naked? I didn't know what kind of call it was. Says, I got 108 days, and I think I'm going to use. And when he said, I think I've never gotten a call that said, I think I'm going to use. My calls are always, I got loaded. I don't care. Don't call me drunk. I'm telling you. Don't call me drunk. I'm the worst. I'll go down to a bar and beat your ass. Waking me up. Don't call me tweaking from your closet, because I'll be real quiet because I went by your house and those people really are out there. I'll call you back every 20 minutes going, this kid's like, I think I'm gonna get loaded. I said, well, come on over. He says, I can't, Danny. I'm working. Can you please come down here to my job? I wanted to say, no way! Come on, it's 11 o'clock at night. And then you know what? I looked in the back seat and I saw that those 2 sleeping bags and that Coleman lamp and that Coleman stove. And I remembered that guy, his old lady, getting mad because he wasn't going camping. He was taking me to a meeting. And I said, give me the address. Well, he gave me the address of Warehouse District. Let me show you how unbelievable God can be sometimes. I thought it was like a 12-step call. I thought we were gonna like sit out in the parking lot while on break. We were gonna drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and then after break, he was gonna go back in. Everybody was gonna think we're gay, and it wasn't. I walked onto the movie set called Runaway Train with John Boyd and Eric Roberts. I walked onto it, and believe it, it's a prison movie. And I walked in and I thought it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen in my life. All these guys were like wearing these blues and with fake tattoos. I'd go, oh, I'm sorry, that shit smears, man. You don't got one of these. And they all were coming, it was weird. They were coming up to me going, hey, does this look tough? I go, yeah, you'd be somebody's wife in prison. And this guy comes up and says, hey, do you want to be in this movie? And I said, what do I got to do? He says, do you want to be an extra? I said, extra what? He says, can you act like a convict? So I'll give it a shot. They give me that blue shirt. I take off mine. Yeah, they saw that. I see this tattoo. This guy goes, wait a minute. He goes, I'm thinking, now what gang is that? That's stupid. I'll slap this little bitch giving me sign of me. And then this guy comes over and says, hey, you're Danny Trejo. And I said, yeah. He said, Danny, I saw you win the lightweight and the welterweight title up in San Quentin. I go, yeah, you're Eddie Bunker. I know you. He's a writer. I said, what are you doing here, Eddie? He said, I wrote the screenplay. I said, wow. He says, do you want a job? I said, I got one. They're going to give me $50 for acting like a convict. He says, no, we need somebody to train one of the actors how to box. That's the way God sets shit up. And I just happened to be a boxer. And I said, what's it pay? And he said, $320 a day. I said, how bad do you want this guy beat up, Holmes? I suck Godzilla for the $50 they were gonna give me. And he goes, no, you gotta be careful because this actor is very high strung and he might sock you. For $320, give him a stick. Are you crazy, man? I started training an actor named Eric Roberts how to box. The director saw me and he saw the way I looked and he said, you be in movie. From that day to right now, I've done over 150 movies. I just keep working. And it's unbelievable, it's funny. I had this director say, Danny, I want you to kick in this door. There's people playing poker and I've got a couple of stunt people and I've got them set up. I want you to just really take control. I kicked in this door and naturally they got a woman jumping up, being tough, you know. Hey, pow! I acted like I hit her with the, she went over, she flipped up. This guy coming like, whoa, I said, please, I haven't shot a hillbilly all day. I'll blow you. He goes, cut! My God, Danny, where did you study? Safeway, White Front, Thrifties, I love being sober. Do you understand? I love waking up in the morning. There's no greater joy than being a member of this program in the morning, waking up. There's no greater joy than being a member of this program at about 12:30 in the afternoon, saying, wow, I'm clean and I'm sober. There's no greater joy in the world at 7:30 at night, saying, man, I am a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And the great thing, no matter how much you learn out of that book, no matter how many steps, no matter what you do, the highest you can achieve is chief servant. And that's it. That's it. So you guys just work at it, work at it. You will get there. You will be chief helper. Because that's all there is, pal. See? That's all there is. Thank God. God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.